Let us observe a moment of silence. For today, even the pestilence of our words has no essence to a society marred, charred, and scarred with pretense. See, I speak this with a heavy heart, not because I'm better than you, but because my heart hurts and bleeds from the greed and loss of creed that now seems to be a basic need whose seeds we plant in deed and in our deeds. Moment of silence. So we often speak of erosion, but now it is no longer about the soil, but of morals that cause us to bleed. Our brains now seem plain, brainwashed from our senses, and now we find no essence in doing what is right and needful. And despite this plight, we still despise they that seem to beget a rightful mindset. It is like there's nothing right left in our minds and nothing left right inside, for we seem to lack the might to fight this vice of lies, to crush this flight that plies the root of deception. Moment of silence. We have become a society of blind men and women who rise up early and line up just to vote for leaders with no vision. A government of the people, by the people, for the people. And so deceived and self-deceived, we munch the lunch thrust to us by the so-called mheshimiwa, swinging to their punch, thrown into a stupor, cheap liquor, and thence their names ringing from the singing games of our lips. Cheaply they find their way into our hearts, cheating our stomachs and chatting their way through our blind minds. So when they rise to power, they take away with absolute power even the little we have left. Moment of silence. See, in the 11th chapter of Hebrews, the great book highlights us on faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So why then does our faith in the future seem like a form of escape from the reality of our present? Constantly we console ourselves of a better tomorrow because we voted in a leader who fails to make it better today. And the only thing they make better to say is the size of their accounts overseas, evidenced by enlarged tummies left for us to see. Thus each time we whine must serve as a sign to remind us that we are a part of that process of retrogress. For when one who sought to ease the progress asked for that vote, we saw it better to be caught in rot with one whom we thought was our own. Moment of silence. Vampire empire. A man-eat-man society. Eat or be eaten, give or it will be taken away eventually. Actually, making fun as we fund the van of sorrow. Our hearts hollow but filled with the horror of terror. High-tech technologies, smartphones and tablets from Samsung to Techno. Perhaps the reason why we can no longer take no for an answer. We rush to lash harsh verbal words, latching into arguments as we hashtag the mediocrity of our society. In a minute we pretend to choke, but the next we joke of love triangles that cause others to strangle and slash ceaselessly. And so we hashtag mapenzi ya kukata na shoka. And like the generals of mysteries who seem to thrive from the drive of misery, we plow on others' pain, tuning and turning it to our gain as we transform funerals to political rallies, seeking votes and allies with little notes for bylines, caught on the sidelines, and so we wrote in these lies. Moment of silence. So inasmuch as we dream of a better tomorrow, today should serve as a step out of the reality of sorrow. So you and I have the power of the vote, so let not this thought escape your mind. Unity is strength. So if the right mind we find, we then shall understand that which we stand for, and not ever withstand the sound of mediocrity. Doing the right thing at times may seem unpopular, but the most interesting fact is that it will always remain the rightful thing. Rejection is at times inevitable, but eventually what is right and who is right will fall into place. Perhaps your mother or father rejected someone along the way, but here you are today because none slashed them to pieces. They gave you a chance to be present. It is impossible to shake hands with a clenched fist. So instead of us killing each other for love, why don't we open ourselves up for better chances that lie yonder? Let us ponder. Accept the reject so you can eject it from your system and subject yourself to a better project ahead. And may these words be the sword, the cord that binds the Lord of humanity and shields us from the calamity of enmity.